I'm getting a lot to get this background. And like I said, you're not going to get a solid smooth surface. It's going to have a mind of its own, but that kind of is artistic in and of itself. I'm going to show you up close kind of what it's doing. It's kind of bubbling and making its own little pattern.
Says it's pretty and sunny.
Thank you. And where the edges are, where it kind of overlaps itself, it's a little bit darker. It just makes a really pretty textured background. I'm going to put more colors on this so we kind of get a stained glass effect. I'm going to stop for now. Now these I get at, you can get them online. You can get them at Amazon. You can get them at craft stores. You can get them at Joann's. These are Tim Holtz alcohol inks. I believe there's other brands that work just as well. So here's my background. Can you kind of see? That's without, oh, we have a kitty. Down here. And then here it is, so you can kind of see what that background's doing, kind of a mottled effect. Okay, and who goes in my bucket next? Mr. Bill. I don't have to dry between colors. Mr. Bill, I need a name.
Sorry?
I need a name.
Is it not up there?
Oh, you didn't say it.
Oh.
I never assumed. No, honey, it was there. You didn't tell me that was the name.
That's okay.
He always tells me. He didn't just leave it up there, and I don't know if he's paying any attention. Sonda. I'm just going to put Sonda Pence. Okay. Timer is reset. I can let this dry in between. If I let it dry and I put on the next colors, they will keep a little more separate. If I put them on while this is still wet, the colors will blend a whole lot more. So I don't want too much blending because I don't want it to look muddy. I want the colors to look muddy. So I'm just going to kind of dry. Our kitten is doing. I'll bring him up here in just a moment.
He came down on his own.
Say it. I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. You got somebody sticking up for you, Mr. Bill. Okay, so I've just got a wide variety. Bill made me this cute little alcohol ink organizer. I've got my inks out that I wanted to use. So I kind of wanted jewel tone colors in this. So I'm going to use terracotta, and I'm just going to drop. I'm just going to drop here and there. And let me show you what that does. No, I don't want it to, but you kind of see it.
Terry, Rocky is 7.5 weeks old.
7.5 weeks old. His dad is Maine Coon, and his mother is Norwegian forest cat. Okay. And this is Meadow, which is a green. So I'm just going to dribble in there. And you can kind of see what it does. It kind of spreads out. Kind of looks kind of polka dotty. If I don't like that pattern, I can take my little stamper and kind of move things around. I can spray alcohol on it, kind of make things move. This is Bottle, which is a deeper green. So this is all just going to be the stained glass effect. Where are we located? We are located in Idaho. We are just outside of Lewiston, Idaho, which is really close to the Washington border. This is aquamarine. And again, it's just kind of bubbling around, doing its thing. This is indigo, which is a deep blue. Oh, I've got some more reds coming up. Kind of a purplish blue. Again, I'm just dropping different sizes. This is crimson, which is a deep red. Now this will stain your clothes, but if you want to get it off of your skin, you just spray it with, soak your fingers in alcohol and it will dilute it. This is currant, which is kind of a purple. And this is poppy field. Okay. And can you see through that? Yes, you can. I'll show you in just a moment. It's a poppy field. Okay, do I have a name? Did I miss it? What do I have? Terry?
Yes.
Did you tell me again and I didn't hear you? Okay, we're having communication issues
Terry
here.
wants to know, can you see through that?
Yes. I'll show you in just a moment. Okay. So I don't know that I need more denim. Okay. So let me dry it just a bit so when I hold it up, I don't have it smear because I kind of like to leave it kind of in the roundish shape. Dries pretty quickly unless you have kind of a big blob. The less see-through it gets. Because it's layer up. Okay, so that's mostly dry. So let me show you. I'm going to keep it on the background so you can see. But isn't that pretty? Looks kind of I don't know, fancy, artsy. But here it is without that white background, and you can see through it. See my hand under there?
Cheryl was asking, do you pounce only the first layer?
I just pounced the first layer because I wanted to get it solid. I could pounce all of them. Now it's kind of dry, so it's not really going to do anything. If I didn't like this, I can spray it with alcohol, wipe it off. But I am going to need to protect it. I smeared a little bit, so I'm going to put a little more honeycomb.
Does the dryer move it around when
you can when it's wet? That's one thing you can do. You can make an effect of with either blowing on it or a hair dryer. You can kind of spread it out, and I really wasn't going for the spread out effect. So So let's let that dry for a second or two. And I'm actually going to use this piece. How am I doing on time? Yes, I set my clock. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to actually use this little piece as part of mine. So I'm going to start with our transfer. I've already used it. Like I said, I actually practiced this a little bit. And I've got a couple of samples to show you. So I'm going to put a little bit of fuzz on this. I don't need to put wax on this.
Okay, Terry says once it's dried, you have to worry about it running or if it gets wet. Or
Only if it gets alcohol on it. Alcohol will dissolve it. But I am going to encase it in glass just in case. Yeah, but water will not take that off. Okay, so I've got Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus on the cutout, and we're going to just chalk with black velvet. If you are interested in this transfer, the supplies I'm using, the cutout, I have it linked. When you comment Nativity, you get a message to your messenger, and you're going to want to click on the message that says product info, and then follow that to where it says today's supplies. And I have a shopping link with all of these supplies there for you. That was a timer.
That's Sissa Purcell.
Sissa! We are glad to have you here. How many? We got, I think, 23 sets of eyeballs. Okay, let me finish this up before I write that name down. Get all of those spots. Okay, we're going to need this again in a moment.
And Sana just commented that's why you have two frames to encase.
Yes. Yeah. So here's our Mary and Joseph on our cutout, and we're actually going to paint that up with our ink in just a moment. But I'm going to clean this because I need to use it again on the back of this glass. So to clean these are meant to be reusable. Company guarantees 10 to 12 times, but you can actually get more use out of them if you clean them up really well and store them correctly. I start with a Swedish dishcloth or a paper towel just to get that top layer of ink paste out. But this by no means cleans it. This just kind of saves me a little bit. Now, this I'm going to rinse out and reuse. Paper towels I would toss. I'm going to switch to my board eraser. And I'm going to quick spray it again. And this is going to take all of that paste out of that screen. You don't want the paste to dry in the screen. That will ruin your transfer. Now it looks a little stained. That's because it is. Our pastes are highly pigmented. So it's okay if the plastic part is stained as long as you get all of the paste out of the screen. And I'm going to clean the back side. All that paste out front and back. I'm going to end up using it again. And I ordinarily let these air dry, but because we're going to use it again on this other one, I'm going to just take a paper towel real quick to get that mostly dry. so that we can use it. Whoop. Okay, I'm going to kind of air dry this, and I think this should be dry enough, and we're going to actually chalk on the back of it, not on top of the alcohol ink. We're going to
Alcohol. You're not
alcohol
chalking on
ink.
top of the alcohol.
I'm not chalking on the top of the alcohol. The alcohol is on the bottom of this glass. So I'm going to, now, because I'm putting this transfer down on glass, which is super, super smooth, this transfer is going to stick like crazy. Sticking like crazy isn't bad. It's when you go to peel it off. If it sticks too hard and I have to stretch and pull the transfer to get it off, I can damage my transfer. So I am putting a lot of fuzz on this transfer so that I can get it up without damaging my transfer. Did I reset? Yeah, I reset. So it won't be the perfect stained glass, but it will kind of have the idea of stained glass. If my vision comes to fruition. Okay. So I'm going to lay this down, and this is pretty much 8.5 by 11.
This says, drum roll, please.
Okay. Okay.
That's Terry Joe.
Timer. Didn't we just have Terry Joe? We just had Terry Joe.
Okay, then the next one we should put. The next one's Terry Joe. The first one, there's Sonda. It's the same people commenting.
We need new people commenting.
Margaret said, oh, no, we got
Margaret. Well.
Oh, look at that. Sue Ingold said Nativity, and that
okay.
was a minute or two ago. You're
Angle. Okay, you are entered into our end of the night drawing. Okay, so I'm pushing out any air bubbles, making sure there's no big chunks of lint, and I'm going to use the black paste again, and we're just going to do it all in one color.
Hi, Linda. Linda Lou, you were about 10 seconds too late.
Well, there's more entries.
You had 36 people watching a minute ago.
So if you didn't catch the very beginning when we talked about it, we are going to be having a drawing at the end of this live. So to get entered in that, you just need to comment, and when my timer goes off, the last person who has commented, who hasn't already got a ticket in the drawing, will get entered. So you want to be commenting. So scrape off the excess. And I went ahead and I chalked over the Mary and Joseph again on this, but that's okay because we're going to cover it up with our
Sharon says she's new. Welcome, Sharon. And where are you watching from?
Okay, so
hi, Wanda.
Here is moment of truth. I don't want to stretch this, so I'm going to start at the edges, but don't pull from the edges. And I'm going to go to the center here. Gently pull this. Ooh, that's pretty. Pretty. Put this down. Okay, so it doesn't, you kind of have to be close to it for it to show up really well.
You need something white behind it, like something light colored. There you go.
So right now you can kind of see the stained glass, the outlines, and you really can't see the Mary and Joseph, but that's okay because we're not done. We are going to keep working on Mary and Joseph on our cutout. Now, I might have done better if I had done this with white, over it with white. So this is dry. And we are going to try to paint this up also with our alcohol ink. I want to make sure my paste is really, really dry.
Beautiful. Love that. Love it. Very pretty. Loving that. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
I like this. Sue's from Oklahoma.
Okay, so I may have to put white behind it just to make it pop out. Okay, so we're going to kind of highlight, color this up, and we're going to do the alcohol inks, but we're going to use these things, Q-tips, to paint. So I'm just kind of spraying them with a little alcohol. I want to do some of this denim blue.
Terry says, can you use alcohol more than just like a glass surface?
Oh, yes. Let's see. You can do it. I've done it on tile. You can do it on paper. So I'm really just kind of painting with a Q-tip. And if it gets too thick, I'll add a little.
I'm going back. Linda Lou said your nails are pretty.
Thank you. Now I don't want to put too much pressure on this because the inks will actually soften up the paste. So I'm just barely touching it. Blue robe. Do I have time? I've got some time.
So could you do stuff like this on canvas?
I have not tried it on canvas. I imagine you could. I don't think it would have. I don't know that it would have the same effect. You probably wouldn't be able to blend it as well.
Wanda, this is glass.
This is glass. Okay, I'm going to switch over to a lighter blue. I'm going to switch over to this aquamarine. Give them a little contrast. So I'm just using my Q-tip.
Yeah, my overhead camera's blowing out the color just a little bit. I'll have to fix that later.
And I'm kind of purposely not putting it everywhere. I'm going to try to blend a couple of colors. Put a little bit of this on Joseph. And let's put a little bit of this on Mary. So again, I'm just kind of, oh, I didn't start that timer. Shame on me.
You did reset your timer.
I just now did.
That's what made me think it because you said that. I was reading, I didn't recognize you.
Okay, and then we're going to use some latte, which is a light brown, to kind of do some skin tones. Now these are rechalkable surfaces that I'm working on here. Oops. And the alcohol inks, I know the paste comes off with water and a little bit of elbow grease, scrubbing it with your board eraser. To take the alcohol ink off, you would really just need to use alcohol. Thin it down with alcohol. And lightly going over everything. Oh, I missed her hand. I missed their faces. My goodness. Joseph, we're not ghosts.
Well, that darkened it quite a bit, but that works. It didn't go up. I was just changing the overhead camera on there.
Okay, so this is what we've got. Pretty. So that's just kind of painting with alcohol inks and Q-tips. Put the lids on these.
Oh, when I say overhead camera, I'm on YouTube also. For those of you who have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can be watching this live on YouTube. And it has two different cameras in there.
Okay, so let's see if we can put this together. So here is our top. And I pulled out another, what did I do? The other glass. So I'm going to sandwich the alcohol ink between glass panes. And let's get my frames here. And I think, I'm going to want paper in there. Do you have a white sheet of paper, Mr. Bill?
Not over here. I have some upstairs. I got blue and green down here. Let me see what I've got over here.
I don't know. I want to put that paper in there. I might have some in my scrapbook. You have it?
Slide this into.
Okay. So we're gonna, I could leave it like this, and I could put it in a window, but I'm going to, too big.
What I'm laughing about over here is the cat has taken over the dog bed. So they can't get on the bed because the cat's on it.
Okay.
Kitten covering the whole thing.
So this is too big. I'm just gonna trim it down.
This says, yes, it looks like a stained glass. Sure gives that feeling. Hello from Missouri. Rebecca says hello. Oh, you know what? That is Brenda.
Brenda Pescia. Pescia Pescia. This is going to go in between glass. Smash that.
So again,
down.
if they want this stencil, what do they do to get it?
You can either message me and I'll get you the information, or you can, when you comment Nativity, you will get a message to your messenger. What I'm planning on doing, I'm just not going to take the time to do it. I'm going to take this other frame and I'm going to glue it onto the back to make it a little more substantial. But in the meantime, I'm not going to take time to do that. I'm going to take our Mary and Joseph cutout, and we are going to glue that on. And I'm not going to put too much glue on it. Bring it up right over the top there. And there is our stained glass nativity. What do you think? Can you see it pretty well? I might try another one with the outlining in white or maybe even gold. See how that looks. So let me show you a couple other ones that I practiced with. Well, actually, it's just one that I practiced with. Okay, so this one, is alcohol inks, but these are alcohol ink pens that I.
You need more white paper?
I can use this. So this I used alcohol ink pens. This was a little more laborious because I colored everything in. Again, I chalked the design and then I turned it over so I was just on flat glass, and I used my alcohol pens. So they're just like marking pens, only they are filled with alcohol ink. So this brand, I think I got this like at Ross or Marshall's or one of those funny home goods places, but they come in different sets. This is the basic set, so it has these 12 colors, and they're just markers, and they have a fine tip on one side and they have a broad tip on the other, and you just kind of draw with it, and that made that one, which is a lot more stays in the lines. So another suggestion. Okay, so I think we are just about out of time. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got a new idea working with alcohol inks. That was just a very basic thing that you can do with them, a different method. And I think that's it. So let's see. Let's have a couple of winners tonight for some happy mail. If I pull your name out of here, I will be contacting you on Messenger to get some information from you so I can get you the perfect happy mail on its way to you. So if I call your name, check your Messenger. You don't have to respond to me tonight, just in the next couple of days. So our first winner tonight, yes, it would be great on ornaments. First winner tonight is Sue Engel. Sue Engel. And our second winner is Sonda Pence. So congratulations. I'll be reaching out to you. And here's our two little projects. This one you didn't see me do, and this is the Lord and Master of our household right now. Here is little Rocky. So thanks for joining us, especially if you joined us from Craft Around the Clock. I hope you stay tuned. I think there's 2 more crafters on tonight, so enjoy what they have for you. And we hope that you do something creative every day and just have fun and get yourself a kitty cat. Here, let me show you his little face. Look at his face. Say hello. Hello. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.